You are welcome to today's program. Today being the 10th of June, 2023. My time is 9:44 a.m. my own side. You're welcome to today's program. Uh, I was not able to be with you guys last Sunday because I have other commitments. So I was not able to broadcast on Sunday. I only do the broadcast on Saturday. So you're welcome to today's program. A guide uh, to living with diabetics and cholesterol. I think I have done I've done this topic before. I've narrated the story of uh, diabetes and cholesterol. While the combination is potent, very dangerous to have both issues. Both are chronic and they are potent if not handled with very care. So it's a sort of I'm trying to go, every days we have more updates. So I'm trying to rebroadcast the issue again and elaborate more. Uh, a guide to living with diabetics and cholesterol. Okay, and probably tomorrow I'm going to do a guide to living with diabetics and high blood pressure. All these are all linked. They are all chronic long-term illness that, if not handled properly, is going to come a lot of harm to your health. So it is advisable at all times to make sure you are checking your cholesterol levels, your high blood pressure level, and your sugar level, especially if you're diabetic. It is very important. One thing you have to understand is diabetic, cholesterols, high cholesterols, high blood pressure, the symptoms most of the times are silent. Most of the symptoms are silent most of the time. Okay, it is rarely you notice the symptoms in the early stages. Most of the times it is when it has gone to the final stages or the intermediary stages before it goes to the final stages that you start noticing the symptoms, and that time it becomes so dangerous to your life. And that is why most of the time you see people that have stroke or heart attack, they don't normally have symptoms. They don't even know they have high blood pressure, or they don't even know they have high cholesterol. All of a sudden they develop stroke, or they develop high heart attack, or they suddenly collapse and die, because most of the symptoms are silent. Except you are a type of person that is conscious to your body, that when you notice any difference in your health, then you run to the doctor to check it out. So most of the time, okay, the symptoms are silent. So today's program is a guide to living with diabetics and high cholesterol. And in the past, I have discussed this issue of high cholesterol, how it impacts your body, okay, and how it can cost you your life. So understanding the situation, the both of them, is very important, and that is how you'll be able to treat the illness effectively. Okay, I'm gonna. All right. So while I'm waiting for people to come online, I'm going to go through some comments, some messages that I receive. Okay, I'm going to go through some messages that I receive, and then I got some messages. So I'm going to go through some of them, and then while I'm waiting for more people to join online, it is very important you understand both illnesses and how you can manage it. So I'm just going to, while I'm waiting for uh, everybody to come online, let me go through some comments, read some of the messages that I got this morning. With injection dialysis morning at 1:16 in the evening. But I'm waiting for individuals to come online. Let me wait for. I'm trying to see what. All right. Well, I'm waiting for everybody to come online before I start my today's program. I'm going to go through some comments, and then we will start today's program. All right. Let's see what we have here. Okay. All right. Let's trying to respond. Okay. All right. Now, I think I'm ready to start today's program. When anybody that comes in will now join. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go into today's program. As I said, this is a guide to living with diabetics and high cholesterol. I've discussed this issue in the past. It's in some of my videos that I've done. If you go to my page, the relationship to diabetics and high cholesterol as narrated, and then diabetics and high blood pressure. These are two related health issues that requires your attention. Okay. We all know what is diabetics. We all know what is diabetics. We all know what is high cholesterol. Okay. They are all related. They are all long-term chronic illnesses, and you can live with both of them. You might have diabetics and have high cholesterol. Okay, they are all potent if care is not taken. If you did not treat your high cholesterol, and if you did not manage your diabetics properly, this could be a harmful effect to your entire life. Okay, because both of them are all chronic illnesses, and as I said in the earlier, is that most of them, the symptoms are silent. You might not even notice that you have bad cholesterol. You might not even notice that you have diabetics. Okay. You might not even notice that you have diabetics until something comes up that you are taken to the hospital or to see a doctor, and when they run a blood work and they find out that you are diabetic. So most of the time, the symptoms are silent, and that is why that you must always be conscious to your body. If you notice anything different in your health, it is advisable you seek medical advice to find out What are they changes in your life? Okay, so living with diabetics, living with cholesterol, bad cholesterol at the same time is manageable, is treatable. But first of all, you have to know how to live with diabetics in combination with high cholesterol. Because diabetes and high cholesterol may often occur together. They may often occur together. If you did not treat your diabetics properly, there's every chances that you might have cholesterol or high blood pressure. Okay, so diabetes and cholesterol may often occur together. Sometimes you might start with diabetics, you don't have any cholesterol issue or high blood pressure issue, but due to lack of treating your diabetics, it makes you to develop bad cholesterol issues. Okay, high blood sugar and cholesterol level increase the risk of stroke, heart attack, and even sudden death. But a healthy diet and a lifestyle changes can help you solve those problems. All this revolve around your dieting and your lifestyle changes. Once you are diabetic, you got to practice changing your lifestyle changes. You got to have a lot of lifestyle changes within yourself, and then your dieting. So once you have diabetics, keep an eye on cholesterol issue, on your cholesterol and your high blood pressure. If you are not hypertensive, if you don't have bad cholesterol and all of a sudden you are diabetic, you have to make sure you treat your diabetics properly in order not to trigger your cholesterol problems or high blood pressure issues. So whichever that comes first, you must make sure you treat. You do not at any point in time ignore treating your diabetics. Okay, do not at any point in time ignore treating your diabetics, because ignore treating your diabetes might trigger other health issues in your body. And triggering your cholesterol, bad cholesterol, or high blood pressure is one of those complications because of lack of treating your diabetics. Okay, so if you have been diagnosed with diabetics, you know that controlling your blood sugar level is important. All right, once you are diagnosed with diabetics, then it's all about controlling your sugar level. And there are several ways you can control your sugar level. There are several changes that is going to occur within yourself, around your home, around your lifestyle, and around your dieting. Okay? The more you can keep these levels down, the lower your risk of developing cardiovascular diseases and other health problems. Once you are diagnosed with diabetics, once you are now confirmed that you are diabetic, the moment or all the time you are able to control your sugar level at all times, keeping it level at all times, at a normal level at all times, the lower the risk of you developing cardiovascular diseases and other health issues, which is your bad cholesterol, which is your LDL, and then your high blood pressure, or other complications that might arise from lack of controlling your sugar level. So I'm trying to explain, that is why it is a guide to living with diabetics and cholesterol. So the moment you know you are diagnosed with diabetics, once you know you are not a diabetic, the moment you are diagnosed to be a diabetic, it's all about controlling your sugar level to be at normal at all times. And once you can keep your blood sugar normal at all times, you stand a lower risk of developing cardiovascular disease, which is going to trigger your bad cholesterol and your high blood pressure. Okay? Having diabetes puts you at a higher risk. Everything about diabetes puts you at a higher risk of other complications in your life. Okay? Risk of developing high cholesterol. Okay? Once you have diabetes, then that is the root of all the problems that might be coming in your health issues. That is why it becomes you are now at a higher risk of developing other ailments in your life. And one of those ailments is high cholesterol. Okay, as you watch your blood sugar numbers, watch your cholesterol, watch your cholesterol numbers. Okay, make sure you are watching the numbers. What I mean by watching the numbers is adequate monitoring your sugar levels with your glucometers to make sure that your sugar level is normal at all times. Because once it is elevated above the normal levels, now you develop chances of triggering other ailments that you might not have, such as high cholesterol and high blood pressure. You might become even hypertensive. Okay, so you have to keep an eye on your sugar level numbers and then your cholesterol numbers. Okay, now let's explain two conditions often shown up together and how you can manage both with practical lifestyle approaches. I'm going to explain now how you can now manage your diabetics and your cholesterol. If you're diabetic and you don't have high cholesterol levels, bad cholesterol, then that's okay. Do what you are doing presently, keeping your sugar level down in order to control, for you not to trigger your bad cholesterol and hypertensive. So, but if you have diabetics and have high cholesterol, now you can live with both of them. But you have to understand how to manage both elements. They are all both chronic long-term illness and they're all both potent. They become potent when you start ignoring treating both of them, then they become potent. And that potent can become deadly to your life. All right? So, as I said, diabetes and bad cholesterol or high cholesterol can occur at the same time. And I've explained in my previous video how it can occur. If you have both diabetes and high cholesterol, you are not alone. You are not alone. There are so many people that have even all the three. They have diabetes, they have high cholesterol, and they have high blood pressure. Okay? So, how does diabetics affect your cholesterol levels? And I've said it several times with an illustrations, and I'm going to repeat it again. Diabetes lowers your HDL, which is your good cholesterol level, and raises your triglyceride, and the LDL, which is your bad cholesterol, up. Both of these increases the risk of heart disease and stroke. Okay? Now, I've explained it before that if, for instance, I'm going to use this as a marker, okay? If this is your normal level, this is your sugar level, which is normal. This is where your sugar level is supposed to be, okay? This is where your sugar level normal is supposed to be. And then all of a sudden, your sugar level goes high this way. It becomes high, all right? So once your sugar level goes high this way, it becomes high. Now, when your sugar level is normal this way, when your sugar level is normal, your sugar level is normal, okay? And I'm going to use this pen. This is your sugar level. This is the normal range. And this is your HDL cholesterol. This is the normal range of your HDL. You could see that your sugar level normal and your HDL, which is your good cholesterol, are in the same line. They are all normal. Okay? Now, once your sugar level rises up above your good cholesterol, which is your HDL, once your sugar level rises up, becomes high, what it does, how it affects your cholesterol is that it forces this good cholesterol, this HDL, to come down. Okay? Once it's come down here, your bad cholesterol, which is LDL, that is here, will now rise up to where the high sugar level is. So you have high sugar level, you have your triglyceride and your LDL high. It becomes potent. That is where you stand a chance of having a heart disease, stroke, or heart attack. So that is how diabetes occur or affect your cholesterol, that you can now have both of them. Now, to control your cholesterol, to control your bad cholesterol, you have to bring down the sugar level to normal position. And once you bring this sugar level normal position, it's going to force this LDL, which is your bad cholesterol, to come down to where it is before, and then raise up your good cholesterol to be in the same line with your normal sugar level. All right? So that is how diabetes affects your good cholesterol to become high cholesterol, bad cholesterol, which is LDL. So you can live with both of them at the same time. So once your sugar level is always high, it's going to force your triglyceride and your LDL to go high also. But once you control your sugar level down, it's going to force your LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, the triglyceride to come down, and then allow the good cholesterol to come up. Okay? So, and once you have high sugar level and you have your LDL in the same line, it becomes so potent. That's when you have stroke, heart attack, or even sudden death, because now your arteries are clogged. The blood is not flowing properly. Your heart is now working 3 or 4 times the normal rate to pump blood from your heart to the brain and all over your body. Okay? So that is how you can now, you can now live with diabetes and high cholesterol. Okay? So as a reminder, an LDL cholesterol level, which is the bad cholesterol level, under 100 milligram per deciliter is considered ideal. An LDL, which is your bad cholesterol level that is under 100 milligram per deciliter, is considered ideal. I want you to take that very, understand it very well. When your LDL level is under 100 milligram per deciliter, it is considered ideal. When it is 100 milligram per deciliter to 129 milligram per deciliter, it is close to ideal. It is close to ideal. It is good, but it's not properly good. But when your LDL is 130 to 159 milligram per deciliter, it is borderline elevated. It is borderline elevated. Okay? So when your LDL, okay, when your cholesterol is 130 to 159 milligram per deciliter, is borderline elevated. When it is 100 to 129, it is close to ideal. It is not perfect. It is good, but not that perfect. But when you keep your LDL, your bad cholesterol, under 100 milligram per deciliter, it is considered ideal. Okay? So you have to make sure you keep your LDL under 100 milligram per deciliter. When it's above 100 milligram per deciliter to 129 milligram, it is close to ideal because you are a little bit over. Not perfect, but near perfect. But when it is 130 to 159, it becomes borderline elevated. So you got to understand the numbers. High cholesterol levels can be dangerous. And I've explained it why it can be dangerous. Okay? Because cholesterol is a fat that can build up inside your arteries. Over time, it hardens to form a plaque. Okay? That is why if you have cholesterol issues, they put you on a pill to open up your arteries so that there will be no clogging of the arteries, so that your blood can circulate all over your body, and then it's going to make your heart not to overwork itself in pumping blood all over your body. But when your arteries are clogged, okay, narrow because of the fat that is hardened within the linings of the arteries, it narrows the arteries. So now blood is not flowing properly. It flows, but not at a good rate. So now your heart is going to be working faster, more than the normal rate, in order to pump blood through those arteries to go to your brain and then all over your body. Remember, oxygen is being transported through your blood, through the blood. So when oxygen is not reaching the brain, it's become very hazardous and very dangerous. That can cause you paralysis, stroke, or even death, or even brain damage. So that is why, okay, if you have bad cholesterol, they put you on a pill to loosen those clogged arteries. so that it's not those fat is not going to harden within the linings of the arteries. Or you have to get into exercising, frequent exercising, dieting, okay, lifestyle changes will not help you to have a good cholesterol. So some people are on medication for the rest of their life. Some are not on medication, but they change their lifestyle, they're dieting, okay, and then things start working normal. That is why it is very important, even if you're on medication, okay, even if you're on medication, try to include exercising into your cholesterol management. And again, you have to eat healthy. You're going to change all your lifestyles, okay? So that damages arteries, making them stiff and narrow and inhibiting blood flow. The heart has to work harder to pump blood, and risk of heart attack and even stroke can go up. Okay, so I'm trying to explain how diabetes can lead you to have cholesterol, what causes it, and how you can live with it. Okay, meanwhile, what is important is that you are aware of the combination between the two. Okay, even if you keep your blood sugar level under control, your LDL cholesterol level may still go up. Okay, so even if you keep your sugar level under control, your LDL might still go up. Okay, how can it go up even if you are keeping your sugar level under control? Why is it that my sugar level is still under control, but my LDL is still up? However, because of your lifestyle changes, the kinds of food you're eating, okay, that is why you go to patronizing all those fast food joints is very bad. Once in a while, yes, but don't make it consistently patronizing fast food joint, because you don't know the kind of oils they use in preparing their foods. Because what they prepare is quantity, not quality. They don't care about your health. So you have to know the kind of oil. Most of those oils are saturated. They contain a lot of fat. So that is why it's not all the time advisable for you to be patronizing fast food joints. Once in a while, you can give yourself a treat. But when it becomes consistent that you have to eat fast food joint, remember the kinds of oil they use can also contribute to you having a high cholesterol levels in your health. Okay? So, however, you can control both of these conditions with medication and good lifestyle changes. Everything is all about changing your lifestyle and then good dieting. Okay? Because all these things is to reduce the risk of heart attack, stroke, and even sudden death. That is why you have to make sure that you change your diet, know what you are eating, and then your lifestyle changes, and also involve yourself in physical activities, exercising. It is very important. All right. So, one, watch your numbers. Always make sure, if you know you are diabetic and cholesterol, you have to watch the numbers. Constant checking your sugar level and your cholesterol level. Constant checking your sugar level to make sure they are normal also help to control your cholesterol. The lower normal your sugar level is, the better your cholesterol numbers are. The higher the sugar level is, the chances that you might develop high cholesterol levels. So you got to watch the numbers, keep an eye on the numbers of the sugar level. You must keep an eye on that. You must make sure that your sugar level are normal at all times. It is very important. Very, very important. You keep an eye on that number. All right, you already know that it is important to watch your blood sugar levels. It is time to watch your cholesterol numbers as well. As I mentioned previously, an LDL cholesterol level of 100 or less is ideal. Once your cholesterol level is 100 or less is ideal, okay? So you have to make sure you keep your cholesterol numbers 100 or lower. When it goes a little bit above 100, it becomes close to ideal. Then when it goes above that, say from 130 to 159, it becomes borderline elevated, it becomes too much. All right? So you got to keep an eye on your sugar level numbers and your cholesterol numbers. And also follow your doctor's instructions in managing both conditions. Your doctor is the best person you can listen in managing your diabetes condition and your high cholesterol condition. That is why you have to keep an eye on those numbers, your sugar level number and your cholesterol numbers. And I've said to you, an LDL level that is at 100 or less is close to ideal. It's ideal. But when it becomes 100 to 129, it becomes close to ideal. So you have to make sure your cholesterol numbers is at 100 or less. Don't allow it to go above 100 because it becomes close to ideal. So because your cholesterol, you cannot check them every day, but your sugar level, you can check them all the time. So how you can keep an eye on the number of your cholesterol numbers is when you are going to check your sugar level, that is every 3 months, because every 3 months is when to go to check, do your blood works. So each quarterly that you are going to do your blood work, make sure you check your cholesterol numbers. Do a cholesterol test, a blood work to check your cholesterol levels to make sure everything is perfect. Okay, this includes your triglyceride and the blood pressure levels, because the blood pressure levels is being checked when you visit your doctor's office. Okay, because every time you visit your doctor's office, they take your blood pressure measurement to know that you have a good blood pressure. A healthy blood pressure is 120/80. Okay, so a healthy blood pressure is 120/80. So you have to make sure your blood pressure is within that range. Okay. So those with diabetics shoot for blood pressure of less than 130/80. Total triglycerides should be less than 200. So now your normal blood pressure, a healthy blood pressure is close to 120/80. If you have a normal blood pressure, it's close to 120/80. But if you are diabetic, your blood pressure should be less than 130/80. And then your triglycerides should be less than 200 milligrams per deciliter. So you keep an eye on triglyceride. It should be less than 200 milligrams per deciliter. If you're diabetic, if your blood pressure is 130/80, that's okay. But if you are not diabetic, the normal blood pressure is supposed to be 120/80. All right. So that is how you're going to keep an eye on your sugar level and at the same time on your high cholesterol. Now, follow the standard health advice. I always advise everybody to listen to your doctor at all times. Listen to your doctors in treating your conditions. There are certain things your doctor is going to ask you to stop, like stop smoking, stop drinking alcohol. There's a reason why doctors ask you to stop all those things permanently, not once in a while. Stop it permanently. Those habits, you're going to get rid of it. So you're going to follow standard health advice. Whatever your doctor is asking you to stop, stop. And then whatever they ask you to stop eating, stop. That is how you're going to follow your doctor's advice in order to achieve that goal of living a healthy, managing your diabetes and high cholesterol levels. Okay, so quit smoking, don't start smoking. Take all your medication as directed. You're going to follow your doctor's instructions and take your medication as directed. If they say twice a day, it should be twice a day, not 3 times a day. If it says once a day, it should be once a day, not 2 times a day. Okay, and maintain a healthy weight and lose weight if you need to. Maintaining a healthy weight is very important. If you're having a bulging tummy, a bulging hip size, try to trim it. Those are not good signs of good living. So always make sure you lose weight. Keep a healthy weight. Do not add more weight. It is not good, especially if you're diabetic. So losing your weight or keeping a healthy weight is another way of following a standard advice. Okay? Then after a meal, take a walk. I've said it before, after a meal, don't just after a meal you go to sleep or you sit down and then start watching TV. After a meal, try to take a walk. Because taking that walk is going to help in digestion of those food you eat, burn out the calories and let your body assimilate it properly. So it is advisable after a meal, just take a walk with your street. Just take a walk. It's going to help you in digesting the food and let your body assimilate it properly, and then also to control your sugar level. As someone with diabetes, you already know that exercise is key to keeping your blood sugar level under control. So exercise is also a key for maintaining high cholesterol. It can help you increase your level of HDL cholesterol, which are protective against heart disease. In some cases, it can also reduce the level of LDL cholesterol. So your HDL, which is your good cholesterol, protect you against any heart disease. It is your LDL that contribute for you to get a heart disease. So making sure that you have a good LDL is going to protect you against any cardiovascular disease. But once you are not taking care proper of yourself and you develop a bad LDL, it's going to work against you. Okay? So after a meal, take a walk. Always take a walk after a meal. That is going to help in digesting the food and let your body assimilate it properly. Okay? The other one is breathe a little harder 5 times a week. Okay? Breathe a little harder 5 times a week. In addition to walking after meal, it's also important to do some aerobic exercise for about 30 minutes daily, 5 times a week. These are all part of exercises. Okay? As a diabetic, exercise is very important. Exercise is very important. It keeps you healthy. It keeps your weight in check. And at the same time, it keeps your sugar level numbers down. That is why you have to exercise. Be involved in any kinds of physical activities, either aerobic or you go to gym, or you can even create one for yourself at your comfort level. Okay, so being active, keep the numbers down, makes you in managing your diabetes and your cholesterol down. It is very important you engage yourself in physical activity that's going to make you to breathe harder. Okay. Any question? Any questions? I'm waiting to see any questions. Any questions? Because I'm going to be rushing out soon. All right. So the last one is plan a healthy meal. Eating healthy is very important. Balanced diet, healthy diet is very important in managing both conditions. Okay, you don't need to be eating those things you are eating previously. Once you're diabetic and you have cholesterol, you don't have to plan healthy meals. You're going to be conscious of what you're consuming because you don't want to elevate your sugar level and also elevate your cholesterol levels. So that is why it's very important you plan your meal very well and eat healthy. Okay, are you going to have both conditions at the same time? High cholesterol and diabetes? Yes. Can you manage both of them at the same time? Yes. But you have to know the numbers. You have to know what high cholesterol is. You have to know how to avoid it. And you have to know what causes it. In my illustrations, if you follow that illustration that I gave earlier on, you can avoid high cholesterol. It's controlling your sugar level at all times. When your sugar level is elevated most of the time, it can cause you to have high cholesterol. So you have to, at all times, make sure that your sugar level is normal. Once the sugar level is normal, it's going to take care of your high cholesterol or your blood pressure. But once you ignore treating your diabetes, that can lead you to have your high cholesterol goes high. Do I get any question? I need some questions. No questions today. Let me check on the page and see if there's any questions here. No questions for me? Acha, you are welcome. Where are my fans? Most of them are up today. Okay, all right. I'm going to be rounding up. This is 40 minutes now. I'm going to be rounding up. I have another program I have to attend, so live. So I'm going to be rounding up now. And then if you guys, anybody that has any question, can now send me a question. I'll read all your comment and I'll respond. Okay, so I'm going to be rounding up now so that because I have another program to attend. So I just want tomorrow I'm going to be live again to discuss about living with diabetes and high blood pressure. Okay, I'm going to be rounding up now since I'm going to be checking. Keep an eye on my page. If you have any question, send it to my page or email me and I'll respond back and I'll read all your comments. Okay, so in the meantime, as I'm trying to round up now, so I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow. Okay, the alarm is coming up so I have to leave now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy your weekend. All right, goodbye.